Okay, thank you for watching my first tutorial in Nichathan Gaming. My name is John. I am the creator of Nichathan Gaming. And to start off, I want to share with you my idea of what we will be creating today. So we will be creating a game in Unity that was very popular um, back with Flash games. So first, to kind of show it to you, I want to open up a Photoshop. I find it's very good to start off projects by really visualizing what you want to do and understanding. So for this game that we'll make, we'll have a little text box right here. So you'll see your little caret right here, and you start typing here. Then right above it, there will be a line like this. Now, spawning from above the screen, so say here is our actual computer screen, we have words popping up here. So let's just use some basic words like colors. So I'll use the word red, and then red starts falling down. And you have to type in here. And once you type red, then it goes away. So now we see it all disappear. And then another word, say the word blue, comes in. And as you go along, it's faster. So you get orange, you get yellow. And they all move down. And it's game over once a color crosses this line here. And you just have to type as fast as you can. Now, this was very big when I was a kid because this, of course, helps you with your typing a lot. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, I want to create a new project. You could make this a 3D project, however, for this, I will make it a 2D project. And let's see, I'll call this the Speed Speller project. So I'm making this in 2D, and I will be using Unity 2020.3.16F1, which is one of their stable releases. So let's open up a notepad. So as this is loading, this will be the Unity version 2020.3.16F1. Now, the code should still work. There will be minor differences, if anything at all, between the different releases of Unity. So there's nothing too much to look out for. I will also be using Visual Studios, which is the default text editor of Unity. And as for my version of Visual Studios, we will see. Okay, so now my default package has been created, and let's see. Okay, it just says it has some trouble noticing some packages. So those are default things that have nothing to do with the project. So now if you want to follow along with me, this is what your Unity should look like. And this is the layout that I will have. So we've pretty much got a blank project. It's got a sample scene in it. That's it, a main camera, and we will create everything ourselves from here. So I think a great thing to do would be to, before we start getting into our scripts, would be to start working on the layout itself. And we'll also do this in two ways. We'll have a mobile version and we'll have a computer version. Um, the mobile version's kind of bad because nowadays you just swipe to fill in the text. Um, but yeah, first let me rename my scene. Let's see. Okay, so I'll go over here and I'm going to rename this one. Instead of sample scene, I'm going to name this the desktop scene. And then I'll just reload my scene so it updates the name. Okay, so then the first thing you want to do is go to, so I right click, I go to the UI for the user interface, and then I want to add a canvas. So anytime you want to add something that people can look at in Unity, you need a canvas. So this thing right here, you can say that the whole thing is just a canvas. Anything you have something like 3D objects moving around in space, you would use your camera and not a canvas. But I think I'll do a platform jumping video in the future where I can talk about how to make things without the canvas. Okay, but now let's add the canvas. So first we want to give the canvas a name, and I want to call this just my game canvas because that's basically what it will be. Okay. Now, on the canvas, you can look that we have 3 objects added onto the canvas aside from if you create just an empty game object. You know, it just has the transform with an empty game object. But with the canvas, it changes the transform to a rect transform. Then it adds a canvas component, a canvas scalar component, and a graphics raycaster component. The graphics raycaster is for helping when you click on things. The canvas scalar helps with the different screen sizes, and the canvas itself is where things will be rendered. And here we can actually go back and delete this game object because I was just using it to show the difference. So screen space overlay, that's fine. There's also camera and world space. I use camera in things like first-person shooter games when I want to show things like HUD or yeah, pixel perfect, sort order, target display. We don't really need any of those right now. You would pretty much only change these if you want to get more advanced or more technical. That's the great thing about Unity, is it does allow you to easily customize everything. Now, as for constant pixel size, we don't want this to be a constant pixel size because we want this canvas to fit the screen that you are working on. So I'm going to say scale with screen size. Now, as for the resolution, I want this to be X, which is horizontal, and Y, which is vertical. So I want the X to be based off of a normal computer display, since this is our desktop scene. So I'll say this is 1920X by 1080Y, and 1920 by 1080 is a very popular resolution. As for match and pixels per unit, those can stay as they are, and everything else is fine. Okay, so now let's actually press, so I click on the game canvas. You can see it's very zoomed in here, and I click F to focus while my mouse is in the game area. If I move my mouse out and I'm clicking F right now, nothing happens. But I move it in and I press F, and it either zooms into the middle or zooms out to show everything at once. Okay, so going a little bit slow here, but let's see, I'm going to end the video here and we'll continue adding to our user interface later. So thank you for watching my first video.